actually navigated from over here. It's kind of weird, though. Test, 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 test. Works every time. So that's one thing. I'm glad we ain't had a lot of technical difficulties and stuff. Cause that really messed the class up, boy. Here you ready to drop this knowledge and internet not working, sound not working. It's a million things could go wrong. It's always nice when it goes smooth like that. All right, let's clap it up, man. All right, Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commandant General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other religious organizations, such as Christian churches or Muslim mosques. You understand the ISUPK stands alone in this fight, waking up our people since 1969 to the truth of the Bible. And that truth is that every so-called Black, every so-called Hispanic, every so-called Native American, every so-called Haitian and West Indian are the true Jews that the Bible speaks of. You understand? We make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? And that's a truth that our people, again, it would save lives. You understand? But unfortunately, we don't get the truth anywhere else but in the ISUPK. Like it's I think back about like all of the other different philosophies and doctrines and ideologies. You understand? The Christian church, the Muslim mosque, the so-called conscious community with their Egyptology, just all these different, ways of thinking about people and the world and life, and how none of those ideologies stack up to the truth of the Bible. You understand? In real practical terms. It's scandal after scandal. It's garbage upon garbage. It's lie after lie. It's just confusion. When you understand the ISUPK teaches the truth of this Bible, and it's really so simple. It's not even that complex. It's really not that deep. But there's so many other, how do I say it? It's so many other things that get thrown at you and so many different options and ways to go. And, and no one is really, how do I say it? There's no strict, nothing else is strict. You understand? Like nothing else is as strict as what we do here in the ISUPK and according to the Bible. Like we have a very specific instruction manual, you understand, on how to live life as a man, how to live life as a woman, your responsibilities as a man, your responsibilities as a woman, your do's and don'ts, your shoulds and shouldn'ts, your loyalty. You understand? Like it's very specific, and it's an easy program to follow for real because of its simplicity. You know what I mean? But every other ideology and philosophy has all this wiggle room and all these different ways you can do it. You understand? You know the saying, it's more than one way to skin a cat. Like that's what every other ideology is. They have this broad, array of ways to do it. Like you just think about Christianity. Like Christianity has, it encompasses such a broad array of, types of people, right? Like this is something that always blew my mind. Like you got Martin Luther King, right? He was a Baptist. He was a Baptist Christian. Everybody understand that? The Ku Klux Klan are Baptist Christians. So even within that, sect of Christianity, you have so many different ways to do that. You get what I'm saying? And that brings me into my topic tonight, man. Basically, Christ and the Most High told us. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. Let's get Matthew's Salak here. I want to get there. Matthew 7 and 13, I believe. Matthew 7 and 13. Well, actually, someone hold that for me. Someone hold that for me, because we certainly gonna point the finger at who to blame for this here. You understand? Someone hold that. Let me get 2 Timothy 4 and 3. 2 Timothy 4 and 3. You got that for me? Go ahead.
2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
Again?
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
There's going to come this is saying that there's going to come a time when the Most High's children are not going to endure sound doctrine. They're not going to take on, you understand, and subscribe to something that actually has some substance. They're going to latch on to some things that aren't sound. What does it mean to be sound? What does it mean to be sound? Like if something is sound. Aliyah? Good. That's it. Like when you went to park it in that chair, you were hoping that it was sound. What does it mean to be sound? This table, I'm glad this table is sound to hold up all this equipment. What does it mean to be sound? Stable, sturdy. You understand? So this is saying that there's going to come a time where the Most High's children are not going to endure a stable doctrine. You understand? They're not going to be able to endure the truth of the Bible. Let's get more on that. Go ahead.
But after their own lust.
But after what?
Their own lust.
Their what?
Their own lust.
After their own lust, their own desires. They don't want the sound doctrine that tells you what you should and shouldn't do. They don't want that. Read.
Shall they heap to themselves teachers?
They're going to heap to themselves teachers according to what?
Having itching ears.
But after their own what?
Own lust. After their
own lust, they're going to find teachers. So your lust is already not sound. What you want, isn't your life evidence of your decisions not being sound? You understand? Like, think about all the mistakes you've made and all the stupid stuff you've done, all the risks you've taken, all the damage you've done to yourself and to others, your loved ones. Think about how unsound your way of thinking and considering things truly was not. The way we want to do things ain't sound, man. It's lustful. It's like a child, thinks and does. Whatever feels good, that's what we'll do. Whether it's sleeping with whores, whether it's doing drugs, whether it's being an alcoholic, you understand? Whether it's lying, whether it's, you understand, committing murder. Like, we're going to do those things that we think are easier for ourselves, man, because we've been taught to be selfish. And that's not sound. You understand? So we go and we find teachers that will tell us that what we think is sound, that what we think is the right thing to do. You understand? To each his own. You know, everybody has their own personal relationship with God. They can, God knows your heart. So despite what you're doing, the Most High can, he's cool with you. You know what I mean? Because he knows you're really a good person deep down inside. Wicked as all hell on the outside and in everything that you've ever done. But somehow he gonna dig, he's supposed to dig down way down deep and find some sort of conscience and some sort of, moral character underneath of all the sin we commit, underneath of all the lusts we strive to fulfill. There's going to come a time where we don't want sound doctrine. We want someone to tell us that what we think and what we believe and what God is telling us in our hearts is the right thing. Go ahead. Having what?
Having itching ears.
Having itching ears. We need to hear it. We like it like an itch. You ever itched? Like I remember I got a surgery on my arm, right? Had a cast. You understand? And under that cast, that incision with those stitches, oh, that thing would get to itching, G. And I'm like, that was the worst part of having a broken arm. You know what I'm saying? Having rods. I mean, plates and pins screwed into the bone, having it sewed back up. Yeah, like the worst part was the itching because I couldn't scratch it. You understand? When you have an itch, man, it must be scratched. You get what I'm saying? And that's how we feel about these wicked things that we do. We want to flock to whatever doctrine supports what we want to do. You understand? And how we feel. We don't want something that's going to tell us that we're wrong. We don't want something that tells us that what we're doing, we can't do. You get what I'm saying? Like we want someone to tell us, it's all good, man. God loves you anyway. You can't be perfect. Can't nobody follow all the laws. The law's done away with. What law? You don't have to obey any laws. Ain't that convenient? Yeah, that's us. But we need to get back to a place where we understand that we need sound doctrine. The children of Israel, we require it. Without sound doctrine, we die. We destroy ourselves. You understand? Like self-inflicted, death and destruction. You understand? By the way of our oppressor. But again, it's we choose, like the Most High can protect us from our oppressor if we serve him, if we adopt his doctrine, if we obey him. There are no, and he said he'll be an enemy to your enemies. You won't have to lift a finger to deal with anybody. The Most High will take care of all of that if you serve him. But instead, we decide to go and embark on all these different, various religions and, garbage, and wonder why the Most High ain't on our side. Wonder why the Most High won't keep us from being shot in the streets by the police. Wonder why we, die, earlier than every other race, you understand, and ethnicity. Why the children of Israel are in such poverty. You understand? Why we populate the ghettos. You understand? Like our lives are hell because we don't serve the Most High. It's because we want to do things our own way. And that's what we've been taught by our leadership, man. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth.
From the what?
The truth.
The what?
The truth.
That sound doctrine?
The truth.
You understand? That law, the law, statutes, and commandments? All of that. You understand? Like that's the truth. Who you are as a people, who the Most High is with, who the Most High is against. The truth, man. We turn our ears away from the truth of the Bible. The truth that says you can't be a whore. Huh? The truth that says, listen, man, you can't deal with other nations, man. The truth that says you can't be a drug addict. The truth that says you can't be a homosexual. The truth that says you can't eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. You understand? The truth that says that you can't have any other gods. Yeah, that truth. We turn our ears away from that. We don't want to hear that. That goes against our lust. That goes against what we prefer. That goes against what we think is convenient and satisfying for us. Go ahead.
And shall be turned unto fables.
They turn away from the truth and are turned unto what?
Fables.
Turned unto what?
Fables.
What's a fable?
That's a fake story.
It's a fake story, man. It's like make-believe. It's like some bedtime story. You know what I mean? Something, damn, like what's the word? Something that's just like magic. Yeah, like something that's fake. Rabbit out of a hat. You get what I'm saying? Quarter out of your ear. Like this is what we prefer to deal with instead of the truth. We got to do better, man. You understand? Let's get what Christ said we should do. Let's get someone got Matthew 7:13 for me. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Go ahead. What Christ said we should do?
Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
Do what?
Enter ye in at the straight gate.
One more time.
Enter ye in at the straight gate.
Enter ye in at the straight gate. Does anybody know what a straight is or what straight means? Christ is saying, enter ye in at the straight gate. Notice it's spelled S-T-R-A-I-T, not S-T-R-A-I-G-H-T. It's two different kinds of straights. Well, what does any straight mean? Come on, it's class. Don't be afraid. You know, go ahead, warrior.
A good way, a righteous way.
A righteous way, sorta. You get in there, but that's not exactly what the word straight means.
Forward, straightening forward.
All right, straight. So you're thinking about driving a car, and if you're driving straight, which way are you turning?
Nowhere.
Yeah, you're not turning. You're just going forward. That's the S-T-R-A-I-G-H-T, which is applicable here too. You understand? Like there is no going left or right. You can't veer to the left or the right when it comes to serving the Most High. But this straight means narrow. You understand? Constricted, tight. You understand? This is a very, so read that again. Enter in where? Get another reader, man. Maserati, you take that.
Enter ye at the straight gate.
Enter ye in at the straight gate. So this, what is a gate? What is a gate?
Basically, the wall.
It's like a wall. It's like an opening, like a door. You understand? It's to get through something. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate. So there's an opening. It's a doorway, and it's real tight to get in. You understand? You know, it's a squeeze to get in. You understand? It's a challenge to get in almost. You understand? Go ahead.
For wide is the gate.
So this is saying, enter ye in at the straight gate. Go into the gate that's tight, that's narrow. You understand? That's constricted. It's not a lot of wiggle room. Go there. And this is saying, because, go ahead, for wide.
And broad is the way.
For wide.
For wide is the gate.
Because there is a wide gate that you could enter into. You should enter into the narrow, tight one, the one that's hard to get in, because there's a wide gate that you could go into. Go ahead. For wide is the gate.
For wide is the gate.
And
broad is the way.
And broad is the way. There's a gate that is humongous. Damn, you can get anything through it. You understand? And the way to get to that gate, what is it?
That leadeth to destruction.
It says, and broad is the way. So the way to get to that gate is broad. There's a million ways you could get to this big behind door, this big behind opening. You understand? This opening. It's who can't get in there? You understand? Don't that sound easy? What do you think would be easier to get in? A very narrow gate or doorway, or a big behind doorway, and the path, the way to get there is humongous. Which one's easier to get to? Yeah, the big gate's easier to get to. It's easier to get through. You understand? How could you fail? You can't miss. But go ahead. That does what?
That leadeth to destruction.
That leadeth to what?
To destruction.
To salvation?
To destruction.
To what?
To destruction.
To destruction. So this broad gate, this broad way, this wide gate, that's where destruction lies. You understand? That when you go through that gate, on the other side of it is destruction. Now tell me that ain't a very relevant comparison of philosophies and ideologies and cultures and ways of doing things. You understand? Go ahead.
And many there be which go and there eat.
They're at.
They're at.
Read that part again.
And many there be which go in thereat.
And many there be which go in thereat. Why do you think many people choose that gate? Aliyah? Yeah, it's so broad, it's easy, and everybody else goes there. Huh? Ain't that where everybody else goes? But what does it lead to?
Lead up to destruction.
It leads to destruction, man. It's easy to be destroyed in this land. You understand that? It's easy to sin against the Most High. It's easy to, it's easy to fail at relationships. It's easy. And what this is comparing, again, if you want to look at the difference today, this is comparing the ISUPK to all the other doctrines and religions and, what have yous. You understand? Just think about it. It is not easy to get into the ISUPK. Don't it take something? There's a narrow gate to get in here. I pray you understand that. You can't just walk up in here and just be in here. You have to change. You have to give up things, right? You have to do you have to walk the same, walk. You have to meet the same expectations that everybody else in here meets. You understand? You have to serve the Most High in spirit and in truth. You get that? You don't get to do it a different way than someone else did it. You understand? And it's a beautiful thing when you get around different brothers and sisters from different, cities and states or what have you. And you hear all the different stories about how different brothers and sisters came into the truth. They're telling your story. You understand? Like the stories are so similar. It's kind of it always amazes me, Like so many brothers I talk to, yeah, man, we watching, the videos online, we hearing this truth. And then, watching it online, a lot of people watch it online. But to actually make that phone call, get in touch with that, whoever's in charge of your zone or whatnot, you put on that all black, you go show up, you come in there, you do your time. Listen, you start shedding the world. Man, listen, it is a very straight, narrow gate, man. And not everybody can make it through it because it takes effort to get through this constricted doorway. You get what I'm saying? We're going to keep reading. Go ahead, brother. Verse 14.
Verse 14. Because straight is the gate.
Yeah, because that straight gate. Go ahead.
And narrow is the way.
That straight gate is such a narrow way to even get to that straight gate. You understand? Like you can't even get to the door doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to do all kinds of crazy, you'll never make it to the door to even come through it, let alone get through it. You understand? Read that again from the top.
Because straight is the gate,
And
narrow is the way,
go ahead.
which leadeth unto light.
Which leadeth unto what?
Which leadeth into light.
To destruction?
Light.
To death?
Light.
To life, man. This is the only way. Like, you can't obtain a real life any other way. Like, it's like a Sudoku puzzle. You guys anybody know what a Sudoku puzzle? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's got like all them numbers on it. You can't put one number in the wrong spot and the puzzle work out. Does that make sense? You can't. How do I say it? You got to serve the Lord the way that the Lord expects to be served, man. And you have to. And the only place you're going to learn how to serve the Most High is in the ISUPK. In the ISUPK, you can be taught what God expects and what it looks like to serve Him, man. No corner cutting. You understand? No hustling, no lies, no fables. Just absolute sound. This is what the Most High expects. This is how it's done, and this is what we're gonna do. And this is what we do, man. We enter in at that straight gate, and you know, and the incentive for entering at the straight gate is life, man. I know it's hard. It might not make sense, but you have to almost be sick of dying, man. You get what I'm saying? Like you have to be sick of the idea of just being dead and just like being self-destructive. At some point, you have to wake up to the cause and effect of all your bad decisions and all of your immature lusts. You have to wake up to it one day and just be sick of it. Like, I don't want to die. I'm tired of killing myself. You understand? One day I'm going to get what I'm looking for. And you have to choose life, man. You have to choose life. In the Christian church, they're not going to teach you life. They're going to teach you a broad, wide gateway. You understand? They're going to teach you that you can eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. They're going to teach you that you can be a homosexual. They're going to teach you that you can, that God loves everybody. They're going to teach you to worship every God that America worships. They're going to teach you to worship America as a God. They're going to teach you to worship white Jesus. They're going to teach women to leave their husbands. You understand? They're going to teach men to be whores and throw women away. You understand? Like, it's something that we have to realize is the cause of our destruction. You understand? Even if you don't want to say cause, it's a major factor in our destruction. You understand? Because we choose to do these things. But in the ISUPK, man, these videos are going out. You understand? We are on the street corners. We're on every social media platform. We're in every state. You understand? Almost every city. And the truth is out there. But we have to be strong enough to endure doctrine, man. We have to be able to fight against the lust that's going to lead to our destruction. Go ahead, man.
And few there be that find it.
And how many?
And few there be that find it.
It's the sad reality, man. Everybody ain't gonna find. Everybody ain't cut out for this. You understand? Everybody is just not cut out for it, man. And that's something I had to learn to accept. Despite, having all my so-called loved ones in the world and, people I thought I cared about and whatnot. I mean, you can tell them until you blue in the face, man. But only a few people are going to come up in here. You understand? Look around this classroom compared to a church. Compared to freaking TD Jakes' mega church. You understand? Or Creflo Dollar. You understand? Isn't that almost like a I don't want to say a sign, but ain't that like a cursor? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't that like a checkbox, like how you know you on the right track? You get what I'm saying? If you go into a church and there's a million people there, you understand? How can that be? How can that be the narrow, straight gate? How can what they believe and what they practice, even though it's blatantly against what's written in the Bible, how can that be the straight gate? It's by definition broad and wide. Ain't that how you know you kind of in the right place? Can't you see that this is what Christ was talking about? Go ahead, read verse 15.
Verse 15. Beware of false prophets.
Christ said what?
Beware of false prophets.
Christ said, beware of false prophets, man. There's going to be false prophets out there, man. There's going to be people out there. Does anybody know what a prophet is? A prophet? A prophet just teaches the word of the Most High, man. You understand? Like it ain't necessarily that, like that whole the Christian joint where they you know what I mean? They tell you if you're gonna get this job or not. You know what I'm saying? Like Miss Cleo, you know what I'm saying? Like is my man cheating on me? You know, or you know what I'm saying? Like how much money's in my bank account? You know what I mean? And all of this other garbage, like, you know, like psychics. That's not necessarily what it's talking about. You understand? A prophet is someone who teaches the word of the Lord, man. You understand? In the ISUPK, we're all priests and prophets, man. You understand? Because we teach the word of the Lord. We don't come here and teach our own stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like we sitting here, we reading these scriptures, we breaking it down line upon line. You know what I mean? Line by line. You get what I'm saying? And we just dissecting it and to understand it. You understand? To teach it. And Christ said, beware of false prophets. Go ahead.
Which come to you in sheep's clothing.
Which do what?
Come to you in sheep's clothing.
Which come to you in sheep's clothing. What does that mean? They come to you in sheep's clothing. Aliyah?
Wearing a whole bunch of fancy clothes and stuff.
Yeah, they come to you in a way that's visually, it's just soft. It's just, you understand? It's bless you, you know, bless you, bless you. It's you know what I mean? It's very effeminate. You get what I'm saying? Dressed in the suit, you know, the shiny shoes. You understand them gator shoes? I don't even know who makes, you know, them suits. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure some expensive homosexual makes them suits. You understand? And they just talking so soft, and they're just telling you everything you want to hear. You know, just a sheep, just soft and just. It's okay. God loves you anyway. God loves everybody. You know, God loves everybody. You know, they talk to you, and it's like that picture where they got God, you know what I mean, up in the cloud, and he's reaching his finger down, and he's touching the naked baby, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that soft, that's sheep. You understand? That's sheep. Go ahead.
But inwardly.
But where?
But inwardly.
But on the inside, what's really going on up inside of that homosexual? Go ahead.
They are ravening wolves.
They are what?
Ravening wolves.
Listen, man, they are dangerous beasts. You understand? They are child molesters, man. You understand? They are, again, homosexuals. They are drug addicts. They are pimps and prostitutes. You get what I'm saying? Like, they are traitors to their people. Again, what I call like a little a cursor or a little evidence. In the ISUPK, how do we dress? We dress like sheep in here? Huh? We come to you talking all soft and try to lull you to sleep and hypnotize you with a bunch of music. We look like wolves. You understand that? We come at you, we look like wolves. But guess what's on the inside, man? Guess what we are on the inside? We're sheep, man. In the ISUPK, you won't meet a more generous group of people, man. You won't be met with such hospitality anywhere else. You won't be cared for like the brothers and sisters in the ISUPK care for people. Hey, Mazerat, in Baltimore, we do clothing drives and food drives every weekend, man. You understand? Giving food and clothes away to our people, man. Real care. You get what I'm saying? Real love for our people, man. Again, that's how you know, man, when you done found the right place, man. This is what Christ was talking about, man. This straight gate that's damn near impossible to get in. Huh? Where we are wolves, man. We look like wolves. We look like we want smoke with whoever bring it. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And again, don't get it twisted. We are not Christians either. We certainly are, capable of defending ourselves. But at the same time, there has never been a report of an ISUPK member laying their hands on anyone else, assaulting someone else. But I did see a video of a pastor fighting one of the members of his congregation not too long ago, about last week. I know y'all seen that. He couldn't even see him in the parking lot. He walked up in the middle of another brother up there talking about something and just squared up with him and socked him. You understand? That is a wolf in sheep's clothing, man. Go ahead, read verse 16 for me, warrior.
16. Ye shall know them by their fruit.
How can you tell the difference? Read that again.
Ye shall know them by their fruit.
How can you tell if you're dealing with false prophets? Again.
Ye shall know them by their fruit.
How can you tell if you're dealing with, sheep or wolves?
We shall know them by their fruits.
You shall know them by their fruits, man. What they produce is how you know whether or not it's the real deal. How you know whether or not it's what Christ was talking about. Yet again, you come into the ISUPK, you're going to have to serve the God of this Bible, man. Or you can't stay in here. Because this is a very narrow, straight way. We don't, there is no, you don't get to do your own thing and be in here. You understand? We are one body. We are one body. We got many members, but we are one body. And I mean, remember, I'm talking about faculties, fingers, hands, elbows, knees, all your joints, all your, everything kind of works together. We're all one body, man. But in the Christian church, they've all sitting in one sanctuary. They all got however many people in there. That's how many different ideas of how to serve Christ is in there. You understand? How to serve the Most High. To everybody, every which way. In the conscious community, you can't find two Egyptologists that agree on everything. You can't find two, what they call them, two Moors that agree on everything, two Muslims that agree on everything. You can't. In the ISUPK, you are going to have to. It is a very narrow and straight expectation, and it's for life, man. And the fruit of that is brothers that get off drugs. You understand? It's sisters that don't leave their husbands, man, and become a whore. You understand? They stay with that brother. Brothers are not homosexuals in here, man. Regardless of what they thought was okay in the world. No, to serve the God of this Bible, you understand that's a disgusting lifestyle, man. I know America puts a rainbow on it, and they want to make it seem like you're so brave and so, you know what I mean, courageous to be homosexual. No, you're disgusting. And you're sinning against the God of this Bible, man. That is not something that's going to be championed in here. A straight up sin, a straight up abomination. So when people come into the ISUPK, they change. You get that? You go into the Christian church, you can stay the same or get worse if you want, but you're welcome nonetheless, aren't you? You'll know a tree by its fruit, man. Think about all of the child molestation cases, man. You know how many children go into church, innocent as all hell, get molested, and then now they're homosexuals, full blown. You understand? Homosexuals, but they get to stay in the church, stay on the choir. You know what I mean? Pass, get passed around from from whoever to whoever. Shall know a tree by its fruit, man. Go ahead.
Do men gather grapes of thorns?
Go ahead.
Or figs of thistles?
Yeah, man. Like again, you're not gonna get grapes from a rose bush. You understand? Like like a grapevine doesn't have thorns on it. You understand? So somehow you're only gonna get what it's intended to give. And again, the Christian church is just intended to give destruction. It ain't intended to give life. It's only intended to give weakness. It ain't intended to give strength. It's only intended to cater to lusts. It ain't intended to teach discipline. You understand? It's designed to make you a traitor. You understand? To your people, not someone who's an honor. You know what I mean? Who's honorable and stands up for the people. You only gonna get out of it what it is, man. And that's I'll tell you, the ISUPK, according, follows the God of this Bible and follows this prescription. And that's why the products we get out are what we get out. You understand? It's like an assembly line. You like, what I'm saying? Like you ever try to assemble a cabinet with some directions or something? You got to put those things. You're not going to get the instructions for how to put this cabinet together. Go put the cabinet together and get a refrigerator. You get what I'm saying? So when they got this destructive, broad, everybody could just follow their own heart and do whatever they want, and God is just so damn forgiving, none of it matters. You're gonna get exactly what that is, man. You're gonna get destruction. Or you could come into the ISUPK where you're gonna get told what to do. You understand? And you're gonna learn to be thankful to be told what to do, especially when what you've been doing has only been destroying you. You're gonna follow those orders and you're gonna do those things, and you're gonna be better for it. And you're gonna learn, you know what? This is better. This makes sense. I couldn't see it when I was on the outside, but now that I'm inside, oh, what a place to be. What a safe haven. Like now I'm finally living. Now I can, cut out all the bull crap, you understand, that's had me suffering and just, failing at everything, failing at being a man, failing at being a woman, failing at being a wife, failing at being a father. You understand? Failing at being a husband, just failure after failure. Hell, you're barely employable. You understand? You come into the ISUPK, you're going to learn a discipline where you're going to be employee of the month every month. You understand? Like you're going to learn how to get things done. You're going to learn how to be dependable. You're going to learn how to be a man of your word. You understand? You're going to learn how to be honorable, man, and have integrity. And those are very employable traits, man. Those are traits of leadership. The ISUPK trains up leaders. Brothers who used to be drug addicts come into the ISUPK and they don't leave, they become leaders. Does that make sense? Sisters that used to be whores in the world come into the ISUPK and they become amazing ribs for someone. You understand? They become very supportive wives. You understand? Not annoying, you know what I'm saying? Just vicious dragons. They learn how to be very supportive. You understand? That's the fruit. That's what you learn, man. You come in here, that's the product that gets banged out. And that's all because we follow the prescription of the Most High, man. The Most High told us we can't be drug dealers. We don't deal them drugs no more. Says we can't be a drug addict. We're not a drug addict no more. You understand? We can't be an alcoholic. Hell, we're not an alcoholic no more. We follow his game plan for life, man. And we become better for it. You going to the Christian church and what, man? You get caught up in a scandal? A scandal waiting to happen? I seen that this is one so-called dude, he called himself a prophet. He very sensitive, you know what I'm saying? Like he very delicate in his mannerisms and the way he's talking. You know, he drags the S's. Yes, God. And you know, he touching people and they falling out and all kinds of stuff, man. He's telling people, God told me to tell you, you understand that cancer gonna be gone out of your body. You don't need no medicine. Okay. You understand? He's that tight, you understand? And he got caught up in a scandal a few months back. But the scandal was amazing because another pastor pretty much put him on blast because the other pastor, I guess he went through his wife's phone and there was all these disgusting messages and, you know, evidence of some, you know, her dealing with this other so-called prophet dude. You get what I'm saying? Man, and it was just so glorious because, again, you know, and being in the ISUPK, you see how wicked he is, but how, you know, he has everybody else fleeced with his sheep's clothing. You understand? Anyway, long story short, man, that rascal, he said, you know, well, because he had to address his congregation, and I guess he stepped down for a couple of days, but he's right back at it. I'll tell you now, he's back at it. But the thing that blew my mind when he said it was, he said, you know, when God gives me a prophecy, I don't never know who it's for. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the prophecy's for myself. And I said that this year was going to be the year of scandal. I didn't know I was prophesying about myself. I said, boy, that take the cake, yo. That take the cake, man. But again, that's like, what type of product do you expect him to bang out in that church? You get what I'm saying? In that congregation, like when that's like, this is what this is the motor. This is the pilot. Listen, man, you guys some screwed up people, man. You understand? Man, there's a couple more. What's time looking like? I got a few more minutes. Let me drop down to verse 21, man. Drop down to verse 21. This is, again, man, I only learned the Bible, you know what I mean, the truth of the Bible in the ISUPK. None of these scriptures meant anything outside of the ISUPK. It was all hypocrisy and all just, you know, for show. You got that for me? Go ahead and read that. Let this sing. These are Christ's words, man. This is Christ speaking. Go ahead.
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Read that again.
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Just because people can say that Jesus, you know what I'm saying, or Yahweh Shai is the Christ, you understand? Not everybody that says, you know what I mean, that they love God. You know, I love God. You go to anywhere in the world. Yes, people, show of hands, raise your hand if you love God. 98% of people are going to raise their hands. You understand what I'm saying? Because they think they do. And they think that by saying that they do, that's going to get them into heaven. You understand? Like that's going to get them some type of reward. Like that's going to get them something positive. You understand? Go ahead.
But he that doeth the will of the Father.
He that doeth what?
the will of the Father, of my Father, which is in heaven.
The only people who are going to inherit the kingdom of heaven, the rulership, to be able to make the decisions when Christ returns, you understand? And to be able to, and to be in charge are those that do what?
The will of my Father,
What is
in heaven.
What is the will of the Most High? That we do what? The whole duty of man. Follow his law, statutes, and commandments, man. Like, there's no other way to do this but to keep the law, man, and to serve the Most High. That's the only thing you can, like, there is no other way to get anything positive out of this life. There's no other way. Anything you're doing outside of serving the Most High, you understand? It is literally just destruction. You understand? Anything you do contrary to serving the Most High, I should say. You understand? Because, playing 2K ain't serving the Most High, technically. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't the same because it ain't unlawful, right? It ain't unlawful. But if you go out here and eat shrimp, crab, and lobster, but you said, but I said, Lord, Lord, yeah, you can forget about it. You understand? That ain't how it works. Let's go down to let's drop down to no, go ahead and read verse 22.
Verse 22. Many will say to me in that day.
In that day, this is again when Christ returned. You understand? Go ahead. When Christ returned to put things right. Go ahead.
Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name?
Yeah, ain't the pastor gonna say, look, man, didn't I have those revivals? Huh? Didn't I have those consecrations? Didn't I have those prayer meetings and those prayer breakfasts? Huh? Didn't I have those conventions? Right? Didn't I have those retreats? Didn't I have those altar calls? Huh? Didn't we bang them drums and sing them songs? Huh? What's going on, man? You trying to cut me out? Go ahead.
And in thy name have cast out devils.
Didn't I put hands on people and say, you know what I'm saying, in the name of Jesus, be loose? Huh? Didn't I? Weren't people foaming at the mouth and slobbering and falling out and kicking and having conniption fits and seizures? Huh? Didn't I do that? What was, like, I thought I was doing the right thing, man. Go ahead.
And in thy name done many wonderful works.
Didn't I look at come on, man. Look at all the books I sold. Huh? Look at how big my church is. Huh? Go ahead.
23. And then will I profess unto them.
Will I profess unto them? Will I say unto them? This is going to be Christ's response to this type of leader. Go ahead.
I never knew you.
I what?
I never knew you.
I what?
I never knew you.
Christ's going to say, man, I never, like, you didn't get any of it right. You understand? Like you didn't do any of it right. I don't recognize what the hell it is you're doing in that church. What is that? None of that is familiar to me at all. That is, you won't find none of that in here. You go through a whole church service from start to finish, none of that's in here. You understand? And they do it religiously. They do it with enthusiasm, right? The Bible says that my people have a zeal, but not according to knowledge, man. You understand? Like they working real hard for something. You know what I mean? Like they running. I mean, they're getting their steps in that church. You get what I'm saying? Them little step counters. You know what I mean? They're racking it up, but for what? You understand? Christ's going to profess to them, I never knew you. So do what?
Depart from me.
Do what?
Depart from me.
Come on in.
Depart from me.
Get out of my sight. Get. Go on now, get. That's going to be his response, man. That's going to be his response. When you want to do things the broad way, when you want to do things your way. You understand? When you want to follow false prophets, you understand? that tell you what you want to hear and tell you that all your lusts are just fine. You know what I mean? God loves you anyway. He's going to say what?
Depart from me.
Depart from me. Go ahead.
Ye that work iniquity.
Ye that do what?
That work iniquity.
Ye that do what?
Work iniquity.
You know, working in that's sin. Ye that do evil, ye that do wicked, ye that sin, man. Get away from me, man. Get on out of here. This is like time's up. You get what I'm saying? You go run that like you ran that game on someone else. You get what I'm saying? This is not like I'm not the one to run game on. Your game didn't work. You understand? Like they believe the fables that you told them, not me. It's Christ speaking. You understand? Read verse 24.
24. Therefore, whoever soever heareth these sayings.
Read that again.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine.
So anyone who's listening to Christ and hearing what he's explaining and teaching them about, listen, it's going to be a million ways you could go out here and screw up. There is a very precise formula that you must follow if you want life. You understand? Go ahead.
And doeth them.
And do what?
And doeth them.
And agree with them.
And doeth them.
Just tune in across the line.
And doeth them.
You just watch Command and General Yohana.
And doeth them.
You got to get up in here. You understand? Get in this school, man. Fight through that door. Get in line. That's doing them, man. Agreeing with everything we teach. You understand? That's not doing it. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I will liken him unto a wise man.
You'll consider him what?
I will liken him unto a wise man.
That's a wise brother. You hear these words and you understand that, you know what? You got to give up some junk. You understand? To serve the Most High. You can't be so weak and serve the Most High. You can't be so simple and childish and serve the Most High. Christ will liken you unto a wise man. When you hear these words and you accept it and you man up and do it, you're a wise man. Go ahead.
Which built his house upon a rock.
Built his house upon what?
A rock.
So you're the type of person that builds his house upon a rock. A solid foundation. A sound doctrine. Something that can withstand hustlers, lies, manipulation. You understand? Peer pressure. Something that could withstand Santa Claus. You understand? Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Valentine's. Tell you that. Try to lead you to do this, convince you to do that. Go ahead.
And the floods came.
Oh, it's going to be floods. It's going to be a lot of garbage out here. You're going to turn on your phone. You're going to have notifications that say, ribs, half price. You know what I mean? At Ruby Tuesday. You understand? Like you're going to be fed temptation. You get what I'm saying? You're going to be there's going to be wolves out there attempting to, you understand, destroy you. Right? Go ahead.
And the winds blew.
And the winds are going to blow. It's going to be rough times, man. You're gonna feel pressure to move one way or another, right? Grandma gonna want to know why you ain't come to her, 100th birthday party, huh? Go ahead.
And beat upon that house,
man. Beat upon that house, man. You're going to be beat. You understand? We are in oppression, man. You understand that? We are in slavery right now. The captivity continues. Go ahead.
And it fell not.
It's going to do what?
And it fell not.
It's going to crumble.
And it fell not.
It's going to fold.
And it fell not.
It's going to compromise.
And it fell not.
It's going to sell out.
For it fell not.
Go ahead.
For it was founded upon a rock.
You coming to the ISUPK, all of that other garbage, you're going to be amazed at how you're able to stand up against, all the other garbage that goes on in the world. You understand? Like you're going to develop a strength about you. And you know what that strength is? All right. Would the Most High allow me to do this? Would he have me to do this? You understand? Would my camp leader have me to do this? Huh? Would Commander General Yohana be okay with me smoking this weed? You get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to know what you should and shouldn't do, what you can and can't do. And you're going to be able to stand when you enter into that narrow gate, man. Everybody understand that? All right, man. And with that, I want to say, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabaraka Thumb to the Akium. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bahashem Yahweh Shai to the Akwathium. And with that, Shalom, Israel. No, sorry.